Hey guys, so I know I haven't really made a video in quite a while, and one of the other things I also said too is that once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll release that book. There's no way that's even close to happening. I at the time that I promised that, I actually had a lot of free time, so I was in the ability to write it. And then I came home, I got a job, and I started going to film school. So the combination of all of that is just it's a lot to take in. But anyway, I would like to thank you guys for finally helping me hit 1,000 subscribers. It's a really big milestone, which is really, really awesome. And it just keeps growing astronomically every single day, which is so cool. This is over a test. Like, that's unbelievable. And I really think that we are really starting to see the momentum of change in the industry of the film industry. I'm actually filming right now in my basement at like 3 a.m. because I am not able to sleep like at all. I fell asleep for a little bit and then I woke up and I'm all out of whack. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, so today I just wanted to tell you guys what has been going on in my life. What's specifically what the reason why I'm not really on this channel that much. I've mentioned it a few times before. This is not a passionate thing for me. This is not something I'm super passionate about. It is something that I think is a really good thing to do in our society is to try to test out of college just because college is so unbelievably expensive, especially in the United States, that you should be testing out. You should not be wasting your time. And there's so many different sources. We talked about Modern States. We talked about Study.com. I've talked about a numerous amount of things that you can use to your advantage. And today I actually wanted to talk about something that is a little less normal that I actually did do, but it didn't actually work out for me. But it could work out for you if you do want to try it. And because May is coming right around the corner now, so all AP exams take place in May. Now, a lot of colleges accept AP exams. AP is typically it's a high school program that you basically take a year course in high school, and that'll end up having the test in May, and that's why all the tests are always in May, and they have a specific date. So I forget the exact specific dates, but each test, say it's on May 14th. The U.S. history exam is every year on May 14th. That's just an example. I don't know if that's the actual date, but that is something that is coming up. So here's what I would recommend if you want to try to take advantage of an AP exam, just because they don't have a certain CLEP exam or they don't have a certain DSST or something like that. Because there's certain APs, I don't know what the specifics are, but they have like Italian and Russian and Chinese. Like they have all these AP exams that are different than the CLEP and DSST exams. So if you do want to take those, I would recommend it. The only thing that you have to be well aware of when you take an AP exam, it is so much more difficult than a CLEP or a DSST exam. Whereas CLEP with CLEP and DSST, it is completely multiple choice. It is completely uh, simple and straightforward. AP exam, you have a big essay that is part of your grade. You're not going to know whether or not you passed until July, which is a big downside. The AP is not my first choice, but because May is rolling around, I would recommend it. If this is something that I actually did, so I didn't even go to this high school. It was Chaparral High School. It wasn't even where I went to high school, but it's the local high school, and I just called them up. And I was like, hey, I'm in college right now. I want to take an AP exam just to test out of some of my courses. Is it possible that I sit in with you guys and take an AP exam? And they said yes, and that they were like, "Oh, it might be an issue," but it was nobody cared. It was so simple. It was so simplistic. Um, well worth it. On study.com, you can actually use their study guides. If you do this, I strongly, I did not pass the two APs that I did take just by studying on my own. I got twos on both of them. I needed a three to pass. And I would say the reason why is because I treated it like a CLEP exam or a DSST exam with my studying. Mm-mm. Not even a little bit. You have to go so much more in depth than you even think would make any sense. Go for the idea that you are basically studying for a high school level college course, so harder than an actual college course. Um, very, very important. and I think that could actually alter the outcome of it. Why you should take the AP exam? It only if there is no CLEP, there is no DSST, and there's no straighter line version of this test. Should you take the AP exam on it? And like some examples would be some of those languages that aren't Spanish, French, or German. So Italian or Russian, Chinese, or any of those. That'll actually be able to apply to certain schools. Make sure the test also applies to the school that you're going. Make sure that your test also applies to the school you're going for. If you do not do that, you are wasting not only time but also like all your money. Like there's no reason to do this. For this exam, if you are planning on doing it, I would recommend finding the exams you're going to do and start studying now. Do not wait until April. Do not wait until May. Start studying now because this is a much harder exam to study for. And there's so much information on YouTube. There's so much information on different study.com, on modern states. If you want to like combine, like if you want to do a push instead of doing U.S. History 1 and U.S. History 2, you could do that. Not recommended. I would just say do the CLEP exam because it's probably easier and you're more likely to pass and you don't have to wait a year to retake it. So for me, I took the AP European History exam and I took the I forget the other AP exam. Nope, still don't remember. But AP European History was definitely one of them, and I forget the other one. It had something to do along that course line. This was also like 3 years ago, so I don't really remember. But yes, I did not pass, and I would say the biggest reason why is I did not put nearly enough time studying for it, especially considering when I took those tests, I had just started taking CLEP exams like a few months before that. So I was not really even like fully immersed in studying for it. Highly recommend if you do take this over study to an unbelievable level. That's my basic recommendation. So what I want to actually do now, I've been getting to this point now where whenever I log onto this channel, I've noticed I have so many questions from so many of you, and I'd like to answer all of them, and I'd like to get in depth and talk about it, and I try my best, but there's just so many. I get at least like 2 to 3 a day at this point, and at the beginning it was more like 2 to 3 a month, so it was very, very, very easy to handle, and now it's getting a lot harder. So if you do have a question, I will actually be making a Q&A video next. So any questions that you have, it's going to be very similar to this style because honestly, this is something that's not very difficult for me. This is very low effort, and I mean, not that I'm lazy. It's that my passion is somewhere else right now, which is in filmmaking. And I would please, 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 please go check out my channel. Go check out my my comedy sketches. They're starting to go into a different realm just because I'm going to film school. I'm working with people who are really good with cameras, really good with lighting, really good with sound. And so the combination of all of that, me being able to use higher tech equipment, higher tech things than what I'm using right now, which is just my iPhone, is such a benefit. And it's really, that's where I want my career to go. So if you guys could, I always leave for a lot of the videos, I have a subscribe button. If you want to just go check out my channel and see if you like it, please like, share, send it around. I'm really trying to build that up as best as I can. And yeah, so otherwise, as always, if you guys want to buy the 1-year diploma and talk and listen to how I graduated college in a year with absolutely no student loans, the link is in the description as always. It is on Amazon as the 1-year diploma. And I will see you guys all next time. I don't know when it'll be, to be honest. This is not something that I'm going to be able to do a ton of, but I will be still making videos from time to time. So thanks, guys. Bye.